Hey, how you doing? I'm just enjoying some natural resources. I'm eating some blueberries for breakfast this morning. They're my favorite. I love blueberries. Where do blueberries come from? Well, they come from nature, right? They come from a blueberry bush. And do you know what I like to drink with my blueberries? Coffee. Coffee comes from a coffee plant too. I've been to a coffee plantation. 1 minute. I've been to a coffee plantation in Costa Rica and seen the coffee beans picked and roasted to make coffee. Well, those are things we can get from nature that we can use. We're living things, and things we use in nature are called natural resources. Blueberries and coffee beans are things found in nature that we can use for food. And that's what we're talking about this unit, natural resources. So we hit unit lesson 1 yesterday, and we are moving on to a digital version of lesson 1. And so this is not in your science book. If you were at school, I could give you access to look at these digital lessons that we've been doing this year by yourself, but it's kind of hard since you're at home, so we're just doing it together. So I want you to pay attention to this digital lesson today, reviewing yesterday's lesson, what are natural resources? So grab you some blueberries or an apple or grab you some natural resources, sit back and enjoy them as you go through this lesson with me, okay? So I'm going to get myself out of the way here, and we will get this lesson started.
Hi, I'm Sonia. I am a park ranger. My job is to protect our natural resources. There are many things found in nature that are useful to people. However, if we use too many of these items or if we use them unwisely, they might not be around for many more years. Click on the highlighted areas to check out some natural resources found in the park. Then click the next arrow when you're ready to learn more about natural resources. We couldn't survive without water to drink, but water has other important uses too. We use water for recreation when we swim and play. Some energy stations are hydroelectric. Water rushes through the station and turns turbines which make electricity. I help protect water by preventing pollution and making sure water in the park is kept clean. Trees have many uses. In the park, they provide food and homes for many animals. We use logs and wood at the park to make hiking trails and bridges. People also use wood for lumber to build new homes and as pulp to make paper. You may not think of rocks as natural resources, but they are something we use all the time. In the park, we line hiking trails with rocks. You may have seen walls, paths, or walkways made of stone. People have been building with rocks for many years. Rocks were used in this wall because they were strong enough to keep enemies out. Welcome to the lesson, What are Natural Resources?, where you'll explore different natural resources found on Earth such as water, coal, and wood. You'll also find out why natural resources are so important to us. The vocabulary words for this lesson are natural resource, renewable resource, and non-renewable resource. Click each word to learn more about it.
Well, we looked at these yesterday in a vocabulary assignment, so we know a natural resource is something found in nature that living things can use, like my blueberries and my coffee. Renewable resources are things that can be replaced quickly, like if we cut down a blueberry bush, we can plant a new one, right? It's renewable. Non-renewable resources are things we can't replace quickly, like if we mine for minerals in the ground or oil. So those are the words we'll be looking at again today. My computer's been a little slow, so be patient with me.
Each of these things is a natural resource. There may be more than one correct answer.
All right, so which are natural resource? Are trees natural resource? Sure, it's something found in nature that we can use.
Yes, trees are a natural resource used to make paper goods and to build houses.
Ants. Now, I want you to think about this. We don't use ants really, but does an anteater use ants? Sure, an anteater would eat ants. It's a natural resources for a living thing. Anteater is a living thing. So ants are a resource for anteaters.
That's not it.
No, I
Ants are
disagree.
not a natural resource. They are not used for food or to meet other needs. Try again.
I disagree with that, don't you? Anteaters would think that ants are natural resources. Oil, for sure. Oil, we can use that.
Correct. Oil is a natural resource that is used to make fuel for cars and to heat houses and other buildings.
Gold is found in nature. Yep, I bet some of you girls like gold, don't you?
That's right. Gold is a natural resource mined from the ground. Resources are things found in nature that we use for our needs or wants. Ants are not a resource. We don't use ants to produce goods, provide food, or fulfill a need.
We don't, but anteaters do.
Natural resources can be renewable or non-renewable. Renewable resources can be replenished relatively quickly. Non-renewable resources may take a very long time to replenish. Click each picture to discover more. Water is replenished through the water cycle, so it's renewable. Water is used for drinking, bathing, and growing crops. Water pollution affects how quickly usable water is replenished. Wheat is used for food. Other crops, such as cotton, are used to make clothing. Because most crops can be grown in less than a year, they're renewable resources. Solar energy can be used to provide electricity to homes and businesses. Solar energy is continuously replenished, so it's a renewable resource. Aluminum ore is formed by minerals and rocks. It takes a long time for aluminum ore to form, so it's a non-renewable resource. However, aluminum can be recycled, so it can be reused. Coal is used to provide energy. Like oil, it's a fossil fuel. It can take thousands or millions of years for fossil fuels to form. That's a very long time. Because it takes so long to form, coal is definitely a non-renewable resource. Sort these resources into their correct categories.
All right, so we're going to source them into renewable and non-renewable. This house has solar panels on the roof, so it's using sunlight to produce electricity. Sunlight is a renewable resource. Okay, this looks like an oil mine out in the ocean. Oil is a fossil fuel, so it's non-renewable. Soil, we learned in our lesson yesterday that soil is non-renewable. It takes a long time to make soil. All right, fish. Fish are renewable because they can have babies, right? So fish can produce more fish. They're renewable. We can put fish back in streams. If you ever been down Fish Hatchery Road, they used to raise little fish to put back in the rivers and lakes in Tennessee. Wind power, that's renewable. And this looks like water. I'm guessing water power is renewable.
Renewable resources are those resources that can be replenished relatively quickly. Non-renewable resources take a long time to replenish. And even though some resources like fish and water are renewable, we might use them up faster than they can be replaced. Which renewable resource is likely to be overused? Click your answer.
Okay, so overused, renewable resource, water, solar energy, coal, or wind energy. Which one do you think makes sense? Well, we're not going to pick coal because coal is not a renewable resource. It's a fossil fuel. So X, not that one. So water, solar energy, or wind energy. Which one do you think we could overuse? Can you overuse the wind? You can't really control the wind anyway, so you can't overuse it. Can you overuse the sun? No, it's never going to run out of energy. If it does, we're all in trouble anyway. So I think it's water. We can overuse water and use too much, take too long of a shower, or leave the water on while we're brushing our teeth, all those things.
Water is a renewable resource, but it takes time to replenish through the water cycle. Solar energy and wind energy are both renewable, while coal is non-renewable. Water is also renewable, but unlike solar and wind energy, it takes a while to be replenished. Many natural resources are found throughout the United States. These labels show just some of the places where natural resources are found. Click the labels to learn more about the different types of natural resources.
Okay.
Hydroelectric energy plants use water to generate power. Hydroelectric energy is one type of green energy available in Oregon and throughout the United States. New Hampshire's forests provide great natural resources, the trees. These trees are cut into lumber. California is one of many states where oil is found. Oil is a natural resource deep in earth. Oil wells help bring the oil to the surface. The soil, sunshine, and water resources in an area can make it a good place for growing grain. Kansas grows about 1/5 of all the wheat grown in the United States. At the end of the 19th century, people rushed to Alaska to find gold, a precious mineral. Gold and other minerals are found in many states.
Now, we read in Soul Stays about the California gold rush too, didn't we?
Texas is known for its longhorns. Other livestock produced throughout the United States include cattle, chickens, and pigs. Florida is on the coast, so fish are a natural part of its environment. A watershed is an area of land where all the water drains into the same place, such as a lake or a river. Click play to learn more about watersheds. Rain adds water to the watershed. When rain hits the ground, the water can continue to flow toward the lake. The water under the ground goes to this lake too. Nearby farmers may add pesticides to the land. When it rains, these pesticides can wash into the lake, polluting the watershed. The quality of water in a region is affected by the amount of pollution that enters it. The amount of water in a region is affected by how much precipitation the area gets. The amount of water in the area also depends on how much water is taken from the watershed. Using some resources can result in pollution. Click the first image to find out more. Pollution introduces contaminants into the environment which can damage natural resources or harm human health. Burning fossil fuels such as coal or oil can cause air pollution. Humans need air to breathe. If the air is polluted, it can cause breathing problems. Air pollution can also lead to acid precipitation or acidic rain, snow, or sleet. Acid precipitation damages plants and harms animals living in lakes and streams. Burning fossil fuels releases pollutants into the air that may contribute to climate change. Animals and ecosystems suffer when oil is spilled in the ocean during transport or extraction. Pesticides and fertilizers used on lawns and golf courses can end up in water. Making paper from trees uses fossil fuels and produces harmful chemicals that can pollute the air or water. Some natural resources such as solar energy and wind energy cause little or no pollution. They are examples of green energy. Green energy does not pollute and is renewable. Conserving natural resources helps them to last longer. Let's see some ways that natural resources can be conserved. Click an image to start. By using fewer paper products, you can conserve trees.
You conserved a lot of trees this year. Give yourself a pat on the back. You've not turned in any papers. Pretty much everything you've turned in has been digital on the computer.
You can turn off lights, the TV, and the computer if you're not using them. By burning fewer fossil fuels, pollution is also reduced.
Well, I guess we've used more electricity than we would have if we were at school, wouldn't we? Maybe.
Recycling paper, glass, and plastic reduces the trees, minerals, and oil needed to make new material. Using wind, solar, hydroelectric, and nuclear energy conserves fossil fuels and reduces the pollution from fossil fuel production and use. You've learned a lot about the natural resources in the United States. Let's take a quick look at the main points you covered. Natural resources are things found in nature that we use for our needs or wants. Natural resources may be renewable or non-renewable based on how quickly they can be replenished after being used. Using some resources such as fossil fuels can pollute our air and water and may even harm human health. What can we do? Recycling and conserving natural resources ensures that they will last longer. Now that you've finished this lesson, if you wish, you can go back and review any part of the lesson again.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to this lesson today about natural resources. Hopefully, after 2 days talking about natural resources and non-renewable and renewable resources, you've got it in your head now. You don't have an assignment to turn in today. Tomorrow, we'll be looking at a Bill Nye video on natural resources. Okay. All right. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in science tomorrow.